You're listening to the Health and Happiness Podcast with Travis Kemper and
Lauren Maxwell. Each episode, we share easy to implement strategies to improve your health, happiness, and overall quality of life.
Don't stop trying because you've hit the wall. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Anonymous. Or maybe Dr. Seuss. Who knows? How's it going, Travis?
I think good.
Well,
we're working on the house. I feel very busy. It was my first week in my new job.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Well, the commute's really nice.
Nice.
It's really the same job. It's not a new job. It's the exact same thing I was doing in a different location that's a lot closer to my house.
How close is it to where you live?
2.5 miles versus 30.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's a hop, skip, and a jump away.
Yes. Or it's a quick bike ride if I fix my bike.
Ah. So you are also working on your bike as well as working on the house. You are busy.
No, I'm not. I'm not working on the bike.
I'm manifesting that into your life.
Yeah, my wife was cracking the whip this weekend to get more stuff done on the house. Yeah. So.
What stuff are you working on the house?
Finishing up the bathroom that I tore apart weeks ago.
Hence why there's a whip cracking.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
Well, when I was ripping up tile, it got very tiring and I didn't want to do it anymore. Anyway, how's it going, Lauren?
It's going great.
Focus off of me.
Yeah. I got to see The Lion King, the musical, yesterday with some friends at the ASU Gamage. It was my first time ever seeing that particular musical. I've seen a lot, but I've never seen that one before. And it was so beautiful and so well done. And I honestly wasn't totally sure what to expect before seeing it, because I've never seen a musical where the people are all playing animals. So I kind of was like, is this going to be weird? But I ended up crying at least 10 times. I lost count at one point, just because of how beautiful it was. And when it was over, my friend's young daughter came up to me and said, "Lauren, you are an emotional person." And she's definitely not wrong. She has me pegged.
I saw that musical once upon a time. Cried 0 times.
0?
Yeah, I know, that's a shocker, right?
So you want to know how long it took me before my first tear was shed?
Well, Mufasa. He dies pretty early from what I remember from the movie, so I'm gonna guess that since it follows the movie, that time?
Nope, it was literally the opening note. When they first start singing "La Savenya," I'm not crying.
Why?
It was so beautiful.
Lauren, you're an emotional person.
Yes, I am. So anyway, what are we going to talk about today, Travis, other than my emotions?
Exercise for pain management and pain prevention.
Perfect. I don't think I'll have a whole lot of emotions about that, but who knows?
You're not going to cry?
No, I think I'll be okay. I think. So, for people suffering from pain, their initial response is to avoid activity and seek rest. However, bed rest and immobility more than 2 days have never been shown beneficial. And on the contrary, in geriatric populations, it appears to be detrimental. Exercise therapy is often prescribed as a treatment option to manage pain. Even though people want to rest, it's actually, spoiler alert, I guess, it's better to not. There are a lot of known benefits of exercise and regular physical activity. I mean, listen to almost any one of our episodes. The list is ongoing. We will do a short list here of the CDC, what they say the following benefits of physical activity are, which includes, but is not limited to, it controls weight, reduces risk of cardiovascular disease and metabolic disease, reduces risk of some cancers, strengthens bones and muscles, improves mental health and mood, improves ability to perform daily activities and prevent falls, and increases chances of living longer.
Yeah, yeah, does a lot. And that is definitely something that I see all the time. Patients will come in. We have a waiting list right now. It's pretty long. So patients might come in 3, 4 weeks after they first were injured or just felt pain, and they haven't moved for 3 or 4 weeks. And a lot of times, the first thing I get them to do is move, especially for back pain. I find rotation is a big thing. And then
Yeah.
we start strength training.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength training. Exercise induced hypoalgesia. Hypoalgesia is a fancy word for saying decreased sensitivity to painful stimuli or decreased pain. Exercise induced analgesia is a phenomenon discussed worldwide. The effect began to be investigated in the early 1970s in healthy individuals and healthy, I assume, rodents during and after an acute or chronic session of running or swimming. I understand the use of chronic in this context, but I feel like chronic is usually used in a bad way. Um, so chronic session of running or swimming makes that sound bad. And granted, if you made me run for a long time, it is bad. It's a bad day.
It's a bad thing. Yes. Yeah, even for a short distance, it's a bad thing for me. I don't like that.
I like sprinting, but not running. So thereafter, studies found this effect was also induced by resistance exercises, not just cardio. Over the years, many studies have demonstrated the importance of exercise-induced analgesia in relieving pain caused by different conditions such as fibromyalgia, low back pain, neuropathy, osteoarthritis. This is basically what I do every day. Not the studies. I do it with real people.
Right. This is your job.
This is my job. The phenomenon of exercise-induced hypoalgesia has been extensively studied in the literature. However, the results are ambiguous as to why this phenomenon occurs. The most commonly accepted hypothesis behind the analgesic effects of exercise states that the central opioid systems are activated by increased discharges from afferent nerve fibers arising from skeletal muscles due to rhythmic muscle contraction.
So basically, moving your muscles creates opioid systems to release analgesic effects.
Yeah, that's their hypothesis. They haven't proven this at all. Additional hypotheses have been proposed, such as the activation of high threshold motor units, activation of the primary motor cortex and corticospinal tracts, and interaction of the cardiovascular and pain modulating systems. Interesting note is that exercise has also been shown to increase in blood beta endorphin concentrations in men. To increase blood beta endorphin concentrations in men. So basically, they don't know why this happens. They just know that, people works. Exercise and they have decreased pain.
Yes, which is great. So to further explore this, does exercise increase or decrease pain? There was a 2017 study that found that a single bout of fatiguing exercise in the presence of a chronic pain condition can exacerbate pain. So a single bout, keep that in mind.
Of fatiguing exercise.
On the other hand, regular exercise promotes pain relief. There is likely a balance between inhibition and excitation in the central nervous system that determines whether exercise will promote analgesia or promote pain. Several factors such as fitness level, physical activity levels, and the state of the injury or pain condition maybe influence this balance. The majority of the animal studies examining pain mechanisms are performed in physically inactive animals, and nearly all the exercise studies are focused on aerobic exercise. There's also no consistency regarding the intensity, duration, frequency, or exercise type, making interpretation difficult. In this study, there have been more studies since then, and I think we'll go over one of them later. Maybe. if I'm incorrect. But basically, that was saying we need more research.
Yeah, like they all say. All right, so different types of exercise and pain management. Aerobic exercise and endurance training, as well as resistance training, strength training, are two different types of exercise which can be aquatic or land-based. Pain control is achieved differently with the different types of exercises, but achieved with all of them, all the same. Because really aquatic is different than land and aerobic, and yeah. Anyway, aerobic and endurance training, a study concluded that 30 minutes of treadmill exercise at 75% of VO2 max resulted in significant decrease of pain ratings, whereas showed no significant changes with the treadmill exercise of 10 minutes at 75% VO2 max and 30 minutes at 50% VO2 max. So what that says is if you're going to do cardio exercise for pain management, you need to work pretty hard and get to about 75% of your max, essentially, and do it for 30 minutes.
Yes.
That's what that study says. Another study found that vigorous and moderate aerobic exercise reduced pain perception during static, continuous, and pulsed heat stimulation. Resistance and strength training. Very few studies have examined the relation of resistance training and pain modulation. This is crazy to me. This is literally what I do every day. I have very few patients that I don't use resistance training on. And honestly, I have very few patients that don't get pain relief. Every now and then it happens. I'd say like 1 in 15 to 1 in 20 would be my estimate of who gets pain relief when they come in with pain, and I do resistance training. One study concluded a single bout of resistance exercise can achieve a hypoalgesic response from resistance training. The resistance exercise consisted of 45 minutes of lifting, 3 sets of 10 reps at 75% of a 1 rep max. And they did bench press, leg press, pull downs, and arm extensions. Lauren, if you made me do 45 minutes to do 12 total sets of 10, I would quit your gym in a heartbeat. Like I would never go back to you. That would be so boring for me.
Yeah.
But I can do 12 sets of 10 in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
I like to combine cardio and strength.
I mean, why would you not? We have a whole episode on that too. I feel like we're like, just because it's a short workout doesn't mean it's a bad workout. If we don't have an episode on that, we should do an episode on that.
Yeah, well,
we've talked about it, I know.
I do it mostly because I hate cardio.
Same.
But I do cardio every week. I walk up a hill. And by walk up a hill, I mean up a mountain. And I take Duke off the leash, and it's just kind of straight up the mountain. And then sometimes I run down the hill.
Whoa.
That's my forcing myself to run. Running downhill is really good for quad strengthening and endurance. So it's really good out in the wilderness where I go.
That's cool. I feel like I would break my ankle and not be able to get myself out. I look like Jack Sparrow when I'm walking down a mountain. I can't find my balance. Anyway, sounds like something I should work on. I do work on it. It's just real. My ankles are so whatever. My point was, I didn't have a point. But I also do cardio. I just only do it in dancing. That's it. That's my cardio. And that's fun for me. And that's effective. So whatever.
That's good. Dancing's great exercise. We've talked about dancing before.
It's so much fun. Anyway, another study took 46 people with arthritis who reported significant amounts of pain and divided them into a strength training group and a non-strength training group. After 4 months, the exercise group reported a 43% decrease in pain compared to only 12% of the non-exercisers. The strength training group also reported a 44% increase in physical improvement. Double plus good there. Researchers found that strength training just 3 times a week improves physical function and decreases pain. So why is strength training so effective? Well, I mean, I feel like we could go on and on, but the stronger the muscles around your joints, the greater the pressure they take off those joints, which can then help to protect them from more damage in the case of arthritis. That's why it was very helpful for them in particular.
Yeah, it's a super quick episode just to talk about pain management and pain prevention if you are, or with resistance training. Yeah. In conclusion, if you feel good, strength training will likely make you feel better. If you feel bad, strength training will likely make you feel better. If you're in pain, strength training will likely make you feel better. And if you feel weak, strength training will definitely make you feel better.
Wow, that's
so
a great
you
conclusion.
should do some strength training.
Strength training, it's great for everyone. Yeah, if you're injured, don't just lay down and wait till you feel better, because I can guarantee you that doesn't work for most people.
Not usually. Anyway, good job today, Lauren.
You too, Travis. This was fun.
This was fun. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Bye.
Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to this episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast. We hope you enjoyed the episode and are getting benefits from our content.
If your life is improving in part due to the information in this podcast, we would greatly appreciate you sharing the episode with your family and friends on social media and leaving us a review so we can continue to reach more people and improve the health and happiness of the community at large.
Thanks again, and we will see you next week for another episode of the Health and Happiness Podcast.